welcome to Wild West Garage. My name is Morgan, and we're standing outside the garage today again. It's a beautiful sunny day, and that is a 1958 Edsel, and I did get it running on some fresh gas. I just filled the carburetor up. I have fired it. It runs quite well. So I'll turn the camera around and show you what I'm up to here. And I'm also wearing my Myrtle is her name shirt. Picture of Myrtle. BuckandBillyRay.com for all your Buck and Billy Ray merchandise. So what I did was I didn't think it was pumping any fuel. Well, I didn't really want it to pump fuel anyways because I know the fuel is rotten. So I took this line off, I plugged it up, poured some gas in the carburetor down the vent here, and it fired right up. So then I hooked this up, this line here, into this little can, hoping that I could see some fuel pump out, but so far nothing's come out of this line. So it's not pumping fuel, so I suspect that the strainer in the tank is completely caked over with junk. So I'm going to rig up some kind of a gravity feed system here and see if I can get it to run enough to get it in the shop. And of course I got the appropriate safety gear on. You don't want to overheat in these hot summer conditions, you know. So the next thing I did here was I've taken the fuel line off of the fuel pump coming from the gas tank, and I plugged that. Now I'm going to hook a line up to the intake on the fuel pump, put it into a container, and see if the thing will pump gas and stay running. Okay, so after hooking up auxiliary gas tank, I guess you want to call it, just a jerry can under the hood, the car did fire up and keep running, but this Holley carburetor was doing the Holley fountain thing out of these back venturis here. It was just dribbling out like gas. So I figured the only really proper way to fix this is to pull the carburetor off and put a carb kit in it. So that's what I'm going to do now. Doesn't look too bad in there. A little bit of varnish. And these, oh, I see. Yeah, these, the front bowl has a metering block on it, which you typically see on Holley carburetors. And usually, well, the ones I've worked on, they have they have a block like this on the back half of the carburetor too, but I guess this is a more simplified version of a Holley. And the screws are longer because of that. Longer on the front bowl. So, yeah, there we go. This is interesting because I noticed every time I filled the fuel bowl up, and you can probably see it already, that fuel would spray out of here, and that's why. See that gasket? It's move down. Okay, all in all, this doesn't look too terribly bad. Just have to clean out some of this junk in here, this varnish, because that'll cause problems if this comes loose later on down the road. I'm not a Holley carburetor expert, that's for sure. I'm not an anything expert, really. If I was to say I'm an expert at anything, it would probably be I'm an expert, I gotta word this carefully. I'm an expert at evaluating mechanical problems. So, just looking at things and figuring out what's wrong with them. Shazam. It's full of crud. Yeah, varnish. And it's toast. Rotten. Okay, there's a little clip in here, holds the float on. Let's get that out of there. Put it right there. Pull the float out. Like I haven't opened the carb kit yet, so I don't know if it comes with all these little springs. So you want to be careful you don't lose those. This float assembly, needle and seat assembly here. That's just a kind of a baffle or some sort. I see, yeah, just keeps fuel from spraying all over the place inside there while it's entering the bowl. I'm just going to leave the seat in place for now. So just take that needle out. Actually, I will take that off. So there's the rest of that one-way valve. The gasket. So this is now ready to be cleaned, and I'm going to do one of these at a time so as I don't get stuff mixed up. I don't think it's really that. I would say, well, these bowls are a mirror image of each other for one. Yeah, so it'd be pretty hard to mix the parts up, but I just want to simplify things. Don't have a bunch of parts laying around. Get an assembly done and then move on to the next piece. Got an idea I'm going to try here. Look at that. Spotless. Put a little bit of oil on this. Goes in from this side. Just grab onto that tail. Give it a little tug, and then it goes in. Okay, that's there. I thought I saw a pump diaphragm. Yep, right here. Now, this goes on one of two ways, right? I would say, yeah, that's the outside. That's where the actuator pushes against this little bump here. That makes sense. Cover. So it'd be interesting to see the secondary bowl. I'm not going to hit it with any carb cleaner. I'm just going to hit it with the pressure washer and see if it comes clean. So see, that's still, that seems weird to me. That there's no spring inside this. Oh, there was. There it is. There is a spring in there. Okay, so get this cleaned off. I don't want to pressure wash this. Oops. So I was going to say, these screws only need to be tight enough so this doesn't leak and fall off, I guess you could say. So they don't need to be super tight. It's probably a torque spec for these screws, but everything's got a torque spec, but you know, like, just don't go crazy on them. They weren't very tight when I took them apart. Of course, you don't want it to vibrate loose and come apart on you, but you'd probably notice that you were leaking fuel before it got too carried away. Okay, so yeah, I don't know now. Like, yeah, no, that's the way it was. Yeah, so this was inside. Put it back on there, just like that. That's better. Snug, and I guess like a quarter turn. Or just, if you're worried about over torquing something, just grab it like this. Unless you're a Superman, you're not going to be able to tighten it too tight with just 2 fingers on it. Limit your potential to damage stuff. Okay, now need a needle and seat. There it is. So each one comes in its own little bag. Take my dull knife again, cut the bag open. Comes with a new clip, a new seal washer. That's not the C clip. I wonder if it comes with those C clips. Anyways. Okay, so a new seal washer. Put that right there. Again, this wasn't super tight. That's probably tight enough. That's the old one. Let me see, that's assembles onto here like this. There we go. See if we got it backwards. Okay, now put this in here, and then if you can see this, see this little spring here? It's not a spring, just a little kind of it's a hook. It goes over this thing here, goes on top of this. I guess it's, yeah, it would be on the bottom of it because I got this upside down right now, but see, you can see how that's orientated there. So it's the little hook is on top. Let's put it the right way around. So when the float goes down, it pulls the seat open. You know what? This seems. Oh, looks. Oh, there you go. See, pulls that open when it goes down. Okay, a little C-clip. It's got to go back on there. And I got to put this back in. The spring. Yeah, push in there. So that's where the fuel comes through. So it goes in past that. Let me get in frame here. It goes in past the orange thing here, the little flapper valve. And then when you hit the gas, it compresses the pushes on the diaphragm. I don't know if you can hear that. So if I hold my finger over that hole there, it builds pressure. You know it's working. So I gotta put this little clip on. Little C-clip that holds the float in place on that pin. There you go. So now that assembly is done. I'm going to put it here. Take this one apart, and then I'm going to pressure wash it and see how it comes out. It's not. It's as dirty. Clip off. Pull this tube out now. Okay, just as a comparison, that's without pre-soaking it. So I'm going to hit it with the carb cleaner, let it soak in for a bit, and then come out cleaner than that. You can see with the screwdriver if that's loosening up at all. Oh yeah, it's all kind of gummy now. So I think if I hit that now with the pressure washer, it'll remove it. Yeah, it's gonna come off now. Okay, there we go. There's some left there. But I think if I hit it one more time here, it'll come off. This didn't work quite as well as the other one. Mind you, maybe I left it soak longer. Give it a little help here. There we go. There, clean. Just pull it off. See these two tabs? The spring goes outside of those tabs. And I'm going to assemble the spring onto the float first this time before I put it in the housing, the bowl. This looks pretty good. I don't have any reason to suspect that these are sunk. Okay, that's that assembly done now. I'm kind of hesitant to go to all the trouble of opening this up, like taking this all apart. This is one thing that kind of really bugs me out. Look at this. This was a brand new carburetor. Look at this flash on here from where they drilled the hole. That is not acceptable. That should have been cleaned off. So anyways, what I'm saying is I don't think I'm going to completely disassemble this carburetor because I don't think I need to. And the reason I don't think I need to is because it was running okay until it started to flood. So I'm just going to leave the rest of it alone. I might just take and blow out whatever I can. I don't have the screwdriver that takes this off. So that's another reason not to take it right apart. So, and that gasket's in good shape, so I think it's going to reseal okay. So there we go. I'm just going to put the bowls back on now, and if there's a problem, it's not that big of a deal to take the carburetor off. It took me about 5 minutes to take the carburetor off, so. And even this gasket, I'm just going to leave that on there. Looks perfectly fine to me. I will change this though. Here comes my wife with the sandwich.
Oh, sorry. Do you want it?
I want it. Thank you. Don't worry, you didn't get on camera. You didn't get in the frame.
Okay.
Look at that. Fresh bread. So I know fuel. So here's the pickup holes for these Venturis. And I know fuel was getting through there because it was dripping out of there. And so there's no reason for me to believe that there's a blockage there. I think the reason it was flooding was because there was either something stuck in the needle and seat or the needle and seat was damaged in some way. I mean, it actually looks good. Probably just dirty, so it was letting fuel through. That's what I mean about taking a carburetor apart and cleaning it up. Sometimes you can just get away with that without spending money. So when you get high vacuum, okay, it sits in here, so it's affected by manifold vacuum in this chamber right here. So under high vacuum, it's pulling on this, and there's a seat there. So it keeps that closed, and then when you hit the accelerator pedal and the vacuum drops out, this opens up and it allows more fuel to get sucked into the engine. Passing these jets here. So yeah, I'll put the new gasket on that. That's pretty critical. So this has kind of a lip on it here. So when I'm cleaning this gasket, I don't want to put a scratch through that lip or anything, or damage it in any way, because that'll prevent it'll impede the sealing of this area here. So it's my granddaughter's birthday today. She's 2. Actually, I think her birthday was yesterday. She's turning 2. My birthday is tomorrow, and I'm turning 58. So I guess I'm gonna have to find myself a 58 Chevy to drive around in now. Just keep buying a new car every year for the rest of my life. There we go. Clean. Oh, a little windy. Base gasket. Join the party. There's a lot of parts in here. Okay. New gasket. New metering or power valve. I see one center on there. Maybe it's the wrong one. Nope. So just fold it upside down and screw it in. Yeah, so if that didn't seal or the diaphragm had a hole in it, it would be what would it do? It had a hole in it, yeah, it'd be sucking past there all the time. You'd be flooding, running rich. Oh, now I've done it. I don't think that's gonna matter. Go. Oh boy, this is kind of grungy. Okay, I'm gonna hit that with the pressure washer too. Finish my sandwich. You just hit this with a bit of carb cleaner. Gonna walk away from it for a sec and let it soak. Okay, got this metering block reasonably cleaned up. Actually, I do see some stuff there in the corners. Never mind. Let's probably tighten that. Okay, let's put this on here. A new bowl gasket for the front bowl. Just make sure it's the same as the old one. Except for that dip top. Now, make sure you get your accelerator linkage in the right spot. Gasket's in the right spot. So see, this is spring loaded here. So it's kind of progressive, right? So when you mash the gas, it compresses that spring against the hydraulic force in the accelerator pump circuit. And then that spring continues to push on the lever. Gives a, I guess, a kind of a metered shot of fuel over a duration of time, like probably less, it'd be less than a second, but it just doesn't get all pumped in there at once. Wrong screws. Better. So yeah, I was saying it's my granddaughter's birthday today. It's gonna be 2. And last year, on my birthday, which is tomorrow, like I said, she said Papa for the first time. She calls me Papa. So that was nice. So I wonder what she's gonna call me on my birthday tomorrow, or what she's gonna say. I predict that she's gonna say, "Happy birthday, Papa. I love you," or "I love you." That's what I'm hoping for. Okay. So that works. Don't forget the fuel transfer tube. Done that before. think they could have come up with a better way to do this. Cast it into the body of the carburetor. Right? Something like that. It's pretty hokey. I guess you got to put these on the tube first, and then put it together. Try that. There we go. That works. We got two brand new Needle seats in there, some new gaskets, a new pump diaphragm, and a new power valve. I think we're in good shape. Put it back on the car, see how it works. I just noticed something really cheesy on this carburetor. I guess this isn't the original carburetor for this car. Just going to show you what I found here. Right there. See, somebody drilled a hole there for the carb linkage to go onto. I guess that's going to work for a while, but that's not good. Probably should go in this big hole here. Anyways, I'll put it on like that for now. And I'll have to do something else down the road. geometry seems good. I'll have to weld something on there, weld it over, and then re-drill the hole. So I just filled the carburetor with fuel. I'll fill the back bowls too. Yeah, it's still looks like it wants to drip out of there. Maybe it's just because I overfilled it. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it will motivate. It's got a really hard brake pedal. I'm pretty sure the brakes work. Right, reverse. Check the transmission fluid. Went and drive a little bit. Off the stick. Okay, I just topped up the transmission. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh. Oh boy, yeah, here we go. We're moving under our own power. Self-motivated. Close the door. it's smoky. That might clear up after a while. Doing a burnout. Back end slid over. Almost in the shop. Check and see. Come on there nicely. Look at that. The middle thing doesn't spin. That's weird. Yahoo! So the next thing will be to take the gas tank out and clean it out. Leaking something. Transmission fluid or power steering fluid, not sure. All right, so there you go. Can't argue with those results. Got the car safely inside the shop after it's been sitting out in the yard for, I guess, about a week. So I didn't want it to sit out there much longer. We're supposed to get a little rain here in the next couple of days, so this is a better place for it. It's actually a really nice car. I mean, if you like Edsels, it's nicely restored. I didn't restore it. It's been like this for many years now, I guess. It's had some, what do you call it, rough treatment, but stuff has happened. Looks, I don't know if an animal tried to climb into it or something. There's a few scratches on the door here and that, but, and you know, there's little tiny little bubbles forming on the roof here. I don't know if it was had some work done there or what, but overall, I know though it's really in pretty clean shape. But anyways, that's really here nor there. I mean, it is what it is, right? But what is here or there is this. So I'm going to be giving this pipe away in the next little while here. So I'll be putting up a video about that, and how you can own this pipe for your 372 or anything that's compatible with this flange. Husqvarna 372 pipe, UFO pipe. It's going to be given away to somebody that can answer some questions about me and my channel. It's coming up, so look for that. So thanks for watching. See me next time. Cheers.